Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. It's a Tuesday. It's a Stacko Tuesday. And Bitcoin is down. There will be blood? Or maybe there already was blood. What up? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Carl Black in the house. Also for Bitcoin Beacon. What up, Beacon? Good to see you in here. Is 86,000 as low as it's gonna go? I don't know. And anybody that tells you they know is full of it. Okay? Nobody knows. Only thing we know is that Bitcoin has a fixed supply of 21 million. And that there's a new block of Bitcoin printed about every 10 minutes. We know those things. That's all we know. That's all we know. Everything else, who knows? But the price of Bitcoin going down or up, it doesn't change the fact that it's the scarcest thing you can own. So based on that, just kind of take it from there, right? All right. So let's get the show popping. What did I put in here? Bitcoin panic, sell, buy, or hodl. What should we do in a situation like today where Bitcoin is dropped to 88K? Let's say you got in at 100K because you got excited. Oh yeah, Bitcoin hit 100K. You're like, yep, it's going up forever. I'm gonna buy at 100K and see what happens. Okay. Let's see what would happen if you did that. Actually, let's do a poll. Let's kick things off with a poll. What to do now? Exclamation point. Sell, buy, or just hodl. Okay. Poll started. We'll kind of let the poll run as it goes, but let's kick things off with the first segment of the show, which is the Bitcoin strength. Today, the price of Bitcoin is, like I said, $88,738.08. It is lower than we have seen this whole year. It's the lowest we've seen the whole year. The question is, do we sell our stack? Do we buy more, or do we just hold? Stay as it is, just hold. Okay? Well, I don't know what you're going to do. But what I'm going to do is, of course, I'm going to buy some more, especially right now. It's like cheap. That's like when you walk into Foot Locker. You walk into Foot Locker and you see a pair of Jordans on the shelf, brand new, in the box. Jordans. And for some reason, they're marked at like $70. And you look around because you think somebody must be pranking you. Am I getting punked? Because there's no way those Jordans are on sale for $70, right? And so you know the value of those Jordans, okay? Now just swap out those Jordans with some Satoshis, with some Bitcoin. You walk into the Bitcoin store. I don't know. You walk into the Bitcoin store and you see Bitcoin on the shelf for $88,000, and you're like, what the? Bitcoin's on sale. It's like, what's the percentage off? Like 10%, no, 15% off from the high. What's the high? Let's see, the high was 110,000 was the highest high we've seen so far this year, and it's down to 88K. You're 20% off. You're gonna go in there. You're gonna see some Jordans 20% off, and you've been looking for Jordans the whole time. You've been wanting to buy some Jordans, but you just can't justify it. And then you see the Jordans on the rack for 20% off. Tell me you're not gonna buy them, right? Not only that. You're looking and seeing Bitcoin at 20% off. That's just based on the previous high it's had, right? Who knows where it's going? So yeah, you're getting 20% off. Yeah, and who knows? Maybe it drops down to 80. Maybe it drops to how much? How much would it have to go to drop down to 80? Let's see. To drop down to 80, we'd have to go to what? Let's see. There's 80 right there. To drop down to 80, we'd have to go another 10% basically. Another 10% to sweep that whole range. But I think we had a really good move. Either case, this is why we have the dollar cost average system in place here on the show, because we don't want to panic buy or panic sell. Well, first of all, we don't sell. That's the first off. First off, we don't sell. But we just buy consistently. We don't care if the price goes up here on the show. We don't care if the price goes down drastically. We don't care if it goes sideways. We know that when we buy Bitcoin, especially on days like today, where the price is down, we're getting an extra 100 satoshis pretty much, because we've been buying Bitcoin at like about 1,020 satoshis per dollar. Now we're getting 1,123 satoshis per dollar. Okay, so you're getting an extra 100 satoshis, which is like nothing to sneeze at, right? So 100 satoshis is 100 satoshis. It's 100 fragments of the most scarce thing you can own. So it's worth it. All right. So with that said, let's get into why we stack. Yeah, it's a good little segue. Why we stack? Because they're gonna destroy the economy when they print all the money for the billionaires here coming up. Okay, they're trying to pass a bill, a budget that is gonna destroy low-income families and middle class, and it's gonna just extend the ridiculous tax cuts that these corporations get at the expense of all the things that serve the better good, right? And so when that happens, right? And I'm saying when it happens because they're gonna do it. They're gonna figure out a way to do it, and they're gonna rip everybody off continuously. Okay, it's a bailout. You could think of it as another bailout. Okay, yeah, Obama did the bailout on the banks, and then they continue to do bailouts for different reasons. Continue to increase the money supply, right? This tax cut, this extension of the tax breaks that they have on corporations that they're trying to push through, will continue the expansion of the money supply, because it's going to increase our national debt. It's going to increase. Where are we at right now? We're at $36.5 trillion in debt. There it is. Right there. It's right there. It's going to increase it by I don't know how many trillions of dollars, right? And when that happens, that is new money being created. So when Bitcoin was invented, it was because the banks were getting a bailout back in 2009, 2008. Remember that? The great economic collapse of the real estate and the banks. And so the government came through and said, don't worry, we got you. We're going to print a bunch of money. And when we print a bunch of money, it's going to debase the money of the people, of the savers. It's going to destroy the savers' nest eggs. But it's okay, because we'll be able to keep the economy alive. We'll be able to rescue the banks, right? That are basically socialized losses. Privatized gains, but socialized losses when an industry is quote unquote too big to fail. Okay? So now what's happened is the same thing's happening. Okay? And you're going to have a situation where that is the whole point of the creation of Bitcoin. That whole first great financial collapse, quantitative easing, the big print, the big short, all that stuff, right? All that was the motivating force, the inspiration for the creation of Bitcoin, guys. That's the whole point. This is what's going to protect you from the next big print, the next big budget that the Congress puts together and passes, right? Whether it's for the rich or for the poor, for whatever they decide to do, it's going to increase the money supply. It's going to increase the money supply the same way they increased the money supply before for quantity V's 1, for QE2, for QE3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. I don't even know which one we're on, right? But this is what Bitcoin was designed for. It was designed to maintain its value because it's more scarce than anything you can print. Hodl says, if you ain't if I ain't stacking, I'm slacking. What up, Hard Hodl? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Hard Hodl and for Koji Monster in the house. Yeah. Okay. So when you're looking at all the news and you're looking at this budget, and you're looking at all this printing that's going to happen, and you think to yourself, man, what can I do? You've been doing it, bro. You've been doing it. You've been saving in Bitcoin. That's the whole point. Okay. Now the value of your savings can't get debased. Let them do whatever they're going to do. It's crazy. But the value of your savings will continue to grow. And yes, right now it seems like it's not growing. It seems like you're down. Seems like you're hard down. Right? But the amount of Bitcoin you're holding has not changed. Even if the value of it in terms of dollars has changed, we're not saving to make more dollars. We're not saving to buy it, watch it grow up in value, and then sell it to make more dollars or pesos or whatever currency you're in. We're buying it ahead of the time so that we have the future money. Right? And it just so happens that it is going up in value over time, right? So on days like today, don't panic. If you're scared, the best thing you could do, if you're scared, the second best thing you could do is just hold. Don't sell, just hold. Okay? Remember, I told you at the beginning of this thing that we're in it for a minimum of 4 years. Okay? When you buy Bitcoin, do not plan on selling it for the next 4 years. If you buy Bitcoin today at 88K, don't plan on selling this stack that you stacked today for at least 4 years. Okay? If you bought Bitcoin 2 years ago, you have 2 more years to wait before you sell it. Okay? For the most part, if you look at the chart, if you look at the Bitcoin chart, in any 4-year window, you are in the green. So, knowing that, I know I'm not predicting the future, right? But the reason that the Bitcoin keeps going up in price is because, yeah, it's gaining popularity, and because it's reflecting the loss of purchasing power that you get when you hold the government money, the fiat, the dollars, the pesos, the yen, the euros, right? So if you're saving in Bitcoin, you'll be good. Don't panic, okay? The best thing you could do is if you have a little extra cash, if you have something you can sell, right? That's not going to put you in a situation where it's money you need immediately. If it's money you don't need for another 4 years, take that extra stack and make an extra beefy DCA today, like we're going to do today. Okay? That's the plan. That is why we stack. Okay, I know it's a long one. That is why we stack. A short version of why we stack. Why do we save in Bitcoin? Because saving in Bitcoin is like traveling back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for as long as you hold the Bitcoin that represents those hours. Granted, maybe not in 2025 yet, but we're still saving, okay? Let's look at the damage this has done to our portfolio so far for 2025. Only for 2025, we are zoomed in. We are looking at a 2-month window in this next screen coming up, okay? So bear that in mind. I'm going to show you the year-long window, and I'm going to show you the window for the lifespan of the show, which is still only about 21 months. So we're getting close to two years as far as the show goes. Okay, so let's queue up that section with a little splash screen. Oops. Stack recap, because we don't only talk about stacking Bitcoin here Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. We actually do it. And today, the stack for 2025 is down hard. It's down hard, ladies and gentlemen. We are down about minus 9.16%. We've saved $1,300 into Bitcoin and acquired 0.1323438 Bitcoin in 2025. That Bitcoin is currently worth, at the price of today, $1,180. We've lost about $120 worth of value. But we haven't lost it yet. We have not sold that Bitcoin. We're still holding it. So this is an unrealized loss. Okay, so there's no loss. The price going down from 1,300 to 1,180 did not affect how much Bitcoin is actually in our possession. So bear that in mind. Okay. That's when you hear somebody say Bitcoin still equals 1 Bitcoin and a Satoshi still equals 1 Satoshi. this is what we're referring to. The price of Bitcoin in terms of dollars shouldn't matter, just like the price of Bitcoin doesn't matter in terms of pesos, in terms of yen, in terms of euros. A Bitcoin is still a Bitcoin. A Satoshi is still a Satoshi. It still represents the same percentage of the Bitcoin network, okay? It still represents the same percentage of the Bitcoin network, which is what you want. You want to hold your value in a money that doesn't get inflated and does not, therefore, reduce the percentage of the value that your money is representing. If you're holding your value in dollars or any other kind of government fiat, as that money supply increases, the percentage of that supply that you're holding is going down, even though the monetary units themselves might not be changing. Okay? All right. So, any questions, do put them in the chat. If you're watching the replay, leave your questions in the comment, and I will answer that on tomorrow's episode or an upcoming episode. All right? So there it is, a disgusting drop of almost 10%. But why am I smiling? I'm smiling because we're going to do a quadruple stack, baby. $92,741 was the lowest amount. Was the lowest price we've been able to get on in 2025. But now, today, we're going to be able to stack at the beautiful price of $89,000 Bitcoin. And that would become the cheapest we've been able to buy in 2025. So, therefore, today we're going to be doing a quadruple stack. Quadruple stack today because it's the cheapest we've seen in 2025. What the heck is a quadruple stack? Well, let me explain it to you if it's the first time here. We're always going to buy at least $20 worth of Bitcoin. That is our dollar cost average of the show. Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, we buy $20 worth of Bitcoin minimum. On the days when the price of Bitcoin is below our average buy price of 2025, which is 98,000, we do a double stack. If on the rare days, on the special days like today, where Bitcoin is below the lowest price we've bought Bitcoin in 2025, we do a quadruple stack. We buy $80 worth of Bitcoin. Because we understand what Bitcoin is and we're not afraid of the price drop. We understand the value that we're getting. We're getting an extra 300 Satoshis today than we would when we bought back in when it was at like about 100,000, like around here, right? Like at $20 got us 19,000 Satoshis. Jeez, not even 20 Satoshis for $20. Sucks. Right? And today we're gonna get some sweet sats. All right. So, and now that we know how much Bitcoin we're gonna buy and we're all caught up and there's no questions, there's only one thing left to do. It's time to stack some Bitcoin, baby. I'll hit you with an extra air horn today. Choo! $40, no, $80 worth of Bitcoin today. Damn. gotta be my own hype man, my own band, my own audience. We're going to we're gonna go. Carlos Aramillo, what up, Carlos? I missed you earlier. Sorry I didn't see you. Round of applause for my live studio audience for Carlos. Back in my day, we had to pay 1,000 sats for $1. Back in my day, we had to pay 1,000 sats for $1. Dang. Gonna hit the buy button. We're gonna key in $80 worth of Bitcoin, buying it today on the Stack Bitcoin show on a Stacko Tuesday. Hey, next, confirming my purchase is locked in. Cut the music, hit the drum roll, please, and confirm. Buying $80 worth of Bitcoin right now on the Stack Bitcoin show. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? There it is. And just like that, a successful purchase of, guess how many sats, guys? 88,646 Satoshis. That's a juicy buy right there, guys. That is a juicy buy. You know, we didn't even do the full chart of the stack recap. We'll do that after this, after we add the today's purchase, okay? At a juicy $89,099.00, I bought $80 worth of Bitcoin, and the yield is 0.00088946 Bitcoin. Look at that, we got an extra 3,000 Satoshis between yesterday and today. Choo! 80. Boom. Oops. There it is. Okay, that puts us at $1,380 saved into Bitcoin in 2025, and we are still down. We're at 80. We're at minus 8.78%. The current value of our sats is $1,258. Okay, we're gonna add this data to the spreadsheet for the whole lifespan of the show, and then we're gonna talk about perspective, about zooming in and zooming out. What does that mean? Okay, let's say you started buying Bitcoin with us today or this year on the show, and you're looking at your portfolio and you're thinking, man, I'm down minus 8%. That's crazy. It's only been two months. Okay, it's only been 2 months. It might seem volatile. It might seem scary. Okay, but just that's kind of how 2024 got started too. Now that I think about it, we had a section through 2024 where some of our buys were down like 12%, right? And we just kept stacking at the cheaper price, and it worked out. See, even today, a year later, about a year of stacking, we have our 2024 stack. Our 2024 stack is up 48.41%, and of course, the whole lifespan of the show total since May 22nd, 2023, pizza day, we're still up 77%. Okay, this number has been up as high as 110% in gains, right? But we're okay with it coming down a little bit. It's just the nature of the beast, right? You look at it in the short term, it's gonna seem more volatile. You got to be able to suck it up and go through these little waves. If you can stomach the dips, you will be rewarded handsomely, because the value of your savings is going to continue to increase over time. All right, I guess that's all I can say about that. Hope that helps you to realize what Bitcoin really is, and hodl on, or if you can, stack a little extra stack. All right. Dang, that was an efficient show right there. I ran that thing hard. Let's check out this. Oh, let's go. Look at the poll. The poll says, out of 60 participants that took the poll, 83% said buy, 16% said hodl, and 0% said sell. I think our job is done here, guys. This is exactly what we need. That is exactly the poll responses that are that let me know that you know what Bitcoin is. Okay, so now I know that you know that I know that you know what Bitcoin is. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's crazy to see that dip. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ride my Grom today. I'm gonna go put some miles on the Grom and get some cheap sats. I'm gonna go put some miles on the Grom today. Oh my gosh, super stoked. All right, boys. Unless there's any questions, any comments, you guys, any topics you want me to talk about, put it in the chat. Otherwise, we're gonna get ready to wrap this episode up. I know it's a little bit of a short one, right? But Bitcoin shouldn't take too much of your time at this point, right? You know what it is? Do your DCA, figure out new ways to stack, and that should be what your extra time goes towards, is figuring out new ways to stack. New ways to stack. I just started my third hobby career on the side, which is emceeing events. I talk while the bride and groom are dancing. I introduce the court, or la quinceañera, or any corporate events. Hit me up. I get the party started. I get the games going. And the best part is you can pay me in Bitcoin. And if you don't pay me in Bitcoin, I'm still gonna take whatever money I get and put it in Bitcoin anyway. Okay, so that's my third way, or my third or fourth way that I come up with to create value and stack a little extra stack. Stack a little extra stack. That's how it goes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's wrap this puppy up. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show, the Stacko Tuesday edition. I feel like some tacos today. Actually, it is taco time. All right, don't be scared. Okay, you know what Bitcoin is. It's the scarcest thing you can own. It's on sale. Okay, get as many satoshis per dollar as you can. Now's the time to stack. And even if it does dip a little bit more, right? But what if it doesn't? What if it starts to go back up? And then you would have missed your opportunity to buy at 88K. Wham. All right. See you guys tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Later, guys. A virtual DJ. Let's go.